today on the lollipop tea towel, which everybody loves, we're going to start putting the back end back together. So all the stuff you don't really see, but it's all important because it holds your back seat on. So this is the rear seat bracket, that's the rear seat latch, that's the lock which has been plated and it looks lovely. Little thing as well, I'll tell you, I was quite happy that the donor bike I had or got came with its original Kawasaki key. Okay, so that key didn't fit the petrol tank and it didn't fit this, but it does now. So what you do is you take those screws out, take the barrel out with a take that out, the barrel will come out, and then the little tumblers in there. If you've got an original key, you can just file the tops of the tumblers so and it fits. Happy days. So I'm going to start off, I'll stick these two main bits on. So I've just bolted the rear mud, or under with the mud guard and the rear tail piece. I've got to tidy this out, I had to plastic weld that because it was brook. So these bits slide up here. I missed a bit when I vapor blasted that, but as I said, we're not going for concourse, we're just going for, oh, that looks nice. And the original bike, well, the frame was from a track bike, so none of this was on it, so none of these screws were present. So that's why I'm just using these. These are quite good because they've got a flange on them, so sort of spreads the load a bit. Don't need a washer because the washer's on it. Right, let's go with some more bits. So these have been zinc plated. These are your little hooks. Sit under your rear passenger seat and they're for your crash helmet. So you hook your loop your crash helmet around that, lock your seat back down and that. Stop some little tow rag running off of your crash helmet. But what you must remember to do is take your keys out of the lock, and I've done that before. So I've locked my crash helmet in the tail and come back to my bike. I couldn't find my keys and I'd left them in there. So somebody could have had my bike and my crash helmet. So I'll spread the bar there. So let's figure out why that's a bit tight. Not much in it. So I'll fit this up. I think I'm going to take that off and just paint that. That's a bit I've missed. So yes, until you start fitting stuff back up, obviously you can go through and paint everything, but I don't like creating work for myself. And one spring missing. yeah, with the other spring on it. So that sits in there like that. There's this little tab which I plated. That just sits in there. So when your wiring harness comes up, that curls around, holds your wiring harness in place. If you forget to put that in, then just stick a tie wrap around it. Fairly sure that goes like that. So the trick with all of this is that when you pull it apart, just take millions of photos, just take pictures of everything. Even if you think you're never going to look at it again, there may be something in the back of one of the pictures that you need to know. So the trick is, when you're pulling anything apart, hundreds of pictures, and you can always go back and say, oh that bolt goes in that hole. So then there's some bolts that come up from the bottom, which I need to put in. Like that, that's pretty much there. So now we've got a toolbox, and that sits in there. And I'll just find the screws for that. Whizzy whizzy, let's get busy. There they are. As if by magic. So yeah, I had to buy a coolant header tank. I was quite happy with that because that is almost brand new. That. And play it like a trumpet. So there's this that goes in here somewhere. A bit of a faff. These little inserts was had a rusted bolt snapped off in there. And the way I fixed that is I went to drill it out, which heated the insert up, and then the insert come out of the plastic, which then enabled me to put it in my lathe, drilled it out on the lathe, and then just run the tap back for it, and then I super glued them back in. So, finessed. One header tank. Again, it was running premix, so there was no oil tank, so I've had to buy another oil tank. And to get maximum profit, he's taken the level switch out, so he'll probably want to sell me that as well separately. So I thought that's a bit of a shitty thing to do, but there you go. KR1s parts, you know, people sell their mother-in-laws for. The insert was the same on the other side, it had a busted bolt in it. It's been repaired. I might treat it to me a bit of pipe. Depends if the budget allows. I might go over budget. So this is the bracket for the regulator. I think there's a diode or something goes on there from the wiring harness, and the coil goes on underneath. So yeah, these are another plastic or rubber insert. They're called a well nut. Well nut. Now, I had a bit of trouble getting them back in. And the best thing I found is the actual brass insert pushes out. So I've got a bit of studded rod, and I pushed the nut into the frame, but it's on the end of the rod, so you're still holding onto it, and then it allows the rubber to go into the frame. Because an absolute arse to try and get them in with a nut up there where it is, where it should be. So a little top tip for you: push the nut through, get the rubber bit in, pull the nut back. Nothing has to be ridiculously tight because there's just a little insert. Okay. So I've put the frame grommets back in. Okay, these are just, you have to take these out. If you're going to get it repainted, you can take all the rubber grommets out. Then stick them back in. Fancy? Looks alright, doesn't it? So the way this tile goes in, yeah, I've got that one here. That's what they normally look like. That's what that looks like. Right, isn't it? So that one, there's no reason why that one wouldn't turn out like that. A little bit of love. So you've got 2 grommets that side. I've got to go in there. And then this little nut just winds in, bolts. It's actually a screw. I'll tell you why. It's because it's got a thread that goes all the way up to the underside of its head. So that's categorised as a screw, not a bolt. A little boring fact for you. Then the Spaniard for that. That's the servo. I've just given it a little clown. It's not spotless, but it's alright. For those who are not familiar with KR1s and are just watching this they're sitting there having a shit. And they've got nothing better to watch on YouTube. KR1s, it's got it is, and all the RGV lovers out there will say no, this is rubbish, but fastest production 250, confirmed. I won't have anything else said, whether it's true or not. But yeah, part of what makes it quick, and a lot of the 250 technology back in the day, so they use a power valve, and what the power valve does is it changes the ports in the exhaust port, it changes the geometry of the port. So when your engine's revving low, like up to the low, say 6,000 revs or 6,000 RPM, what you want is a narrow or a smaller exhaust port. So what that does is give you loads and loads of torque, more torque than what it would do wide open. So what they do is once it gets over sort of 6.5, 7, the control unit, the ECU, the brain, switches this servo, and what this servo does, it literally is just a motor with a gearbox. And what that does is it controls these 2 cables, and there's a set of linkages on the top of the engine, and they control these little rotary valves inside the engine. So when you go up through the revs, this servo will open and go to the open position. It'll open these valves and make your exhaust port effectively really wide. What that does is it allows the resonance, or it allows maximum power for the engine. If you try to ride the bike with this open all the time, what you'll find is it'll be really flat on the bottom end, so it'll be hardly any power at all until you get above 7,000 RPM, and then you get it all in one go, which used to be called the power band, which is what the old RD 350s and like were renowned for. You get nothing and then you get everything in one go. So this smooths your power out on your engine, gives you much better or much smoother power delivery. And yeah, so that's what that does. Apprentice. Right, Frisbee. Right? You're a star in my video, are you? Yeah? What are you going to do? You're going to put my fairing brackets on? Oh yeah? You're going to put my fairing brackets on? Can ya? Huh? Come on in, let's put my fairing brackets on. Now look, they're in there. You gonna put them on? You gonna put them on? They're in there, look. No? You're sacked. You're sacked. Right, you want a job done, do it yourself, yeah? Useless. Absolutely useless. The youth of today. Well, you're not really the youth of today, are you? See ya. So, here's one I'd done earlier in good old Blue Peter fashion. So this is a rear foot peg. I'll just run a tap into there. The trick with all of this, if you're not sure where bolts and things go, then just put on the stuff that you know where things fit. What that does then is reduce your bolt count, so you're not looking at all of them in there going, oh my god, where does that one go, where does this one go? So yeah, just find, and they'll be in groups as well, so you know there'll obviously be X amount for these and for that, so just bolt on the things that you know where they go, and then you'll figure out what you've got left to finish. So those who are more eagle-eyed may have thought, he's forgot to put his rubber chain runner on his swinging arm. What an idiot. I'm going to show you a little trick now, how to get this on without taking the swinging arm out. Ready? Easy as that. There you go. Fits in there quite well, doesn't it?